Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for coming out this afternoon to honor Bob. We're losing Bob, and we're losing Rainey Wells, and we're losing Tom Edison. We're losing the Scottish MC. Well, we're not losing him. He's still going to be around. We all have Bob Valentine stories to tell, and I want to tell just a brief one, then we can get back to eating and drinking. It happened about 11 years ago, and I was new to Murray State, and I came to work dressed like this every day because I was a courtroom lawyer. That's how I dressed. And I realized that my students were kind of like standoffish, and I wanted to be more approachable. So I had a conversation with Bob. I said, I'm thinking about ditching this tie. And Bob goes, oh, man, you got to wear the tie. You need to wear the tie. Do you remember this conversation? And so we talked about wearing ties and being a teacher. And he said something that was that stuck with me. He said, I don't wear a tie to work so that my students will respect me. I wear my tie because I respect my students. I want to show them respect. So if you will look around, you'll notice that among the James E faculty, Brent, show them what you got on your neck. Chris, where are you? Gil. Orville, show some respect, man. What's going on? Okay, good. You see, that's what you call instant respect right there. But the point of all that, Bob, is respect to you, my friend. Likewise respect to you. Thank you. Yesterday, we had the Vice President of Communications for Disney Plus in a classroom talking to our students. That's kind of a big deal. She did a fantastic job. And she was here. I mean, she's a Murray State alumni, but the reason that she was really here was because back before he was even in the James E department, when Bob was already at MSU, he was her speech teacher, and she talked about that. She talked about how that made a difference in her career and everything that she did. Bob's got juice. And so, Bob, we appreciate you. I would go as far to say that we love you. Most of us do. And you are a fantastic communicator. And as we know, relationships are built on communications. And relationships like the one that you built, and she came here yesterday, is something that has enriched our department and our life at MSU ever since you've been here. And so that's all I have to say. I promised it would be short. We might have some other remarks. This is really unusual because you're the MC.
I'm retired.
And notice he's not wearing a tie. So that is a sure sign that he's signing off and he's retiring here. So we have that. I saw the provost here. Tim, do you want to have a word or two?
Sure. Should I just stay right here, Bob? It's really been an honor to know you, to get to know you, to have you as not only a mentor but a colleague and a friend. Back in the summer of 1995, I was one of 3 people hired on the 3rd floor of this building. Chris McCoel, Mike McKeno, and myself all came in the same month. That's when we could do faculty hiring. Anyway. And when I've been to Murray State's campus one time in 1978, and it was at a football game, and I was rooting for the other side. and that, the interview time that I came in 95 was the second time I'd ever been on campus, so I didn't really know where I was going. I came into the 1st floor of this building, and I believe the first 3 people I met was McGahee, Neil Weber, who used to be down here in geosciences, and Bob Valentine. And over the last 26 years, I've been blessed to get to know you personally and professionally. I've watched you. You've been a mentor to me, whether you've known it or not. And I give you the highest compliment I can give to a faculty member. I've learned from you. So you're going to be missed, sir.
Okay, now just time to hand this over to the pro MC, Bob. Or Rainey or Tom or whoever.
I retired. I don't have to be a pro, I retired. Thank you very much. I have to tell you I overstayed my welcome in the American workforce, which is supposed to end when you turn 65, which I did 2 years ago, maybe even years ago. And as a result of that, after a while, this is what you do. And I've been doing it for a long time. And it just becomes ordinary to you. And sometimes you forget that what you're doing is perhaps more important than you imagine. I think it's very important, and I think it is life-changing to teach the next generation. Lately, I've become very impressed with myself for doing this for such a long time at an institution like this. And the reason I've become impressed with myself is because of the people you see around you. I must be doing something right, or I wouldn't be associating with these kinds of people. I told a young man, did an interview the other day, and I haven't had time to read the results. It won't seem like an obituary, I know, because Doc didn't write it. But, he was skilled. Just one sentence paragraphs ending at, and he had to clarify, he is still alive. Okay, thank you. I don't know what the young man put in the article entirely, but I remember saying to him, I was really pleased to have been able to spend my time here with these people. This is a campus that has people who have done incredible pieces of research and discovery and creativity, from music to chemistry, especially in our own College of Business. Somebody over there is going to win a Nobel Prize any day now. People who research and write and do the job of scholarship that universities are famous for. And at the same time, some of these same people are putting in the same kind of creative and dedicated work in the classroom, reaching out to students, encouraging students, guiding and correcting students. And those two things usually don't go together. People talk about a teaching university, or, well, this is a research university. Who knew that I was going to end up at a university that did both? I am not a research specialist. I did read an entire book once in order to get ready for Rainy T. Wells, but I don't think that's what the world counts as research. But I sure have enjoyed being in the classroom. And if somebody has a problem, if a kid has a problem, this place has a solution. And most of the time, it lies with the other faculty. What a company of scholars and teachers to have ended up in quite by accident. I wasn't going to do this. I came here as a favor to my old debate coach, who said, there's a job at Murray State University, you should go. I said, I was there once for a debate tournament. It's a little town out in the fields. They have a Dairy Queen. And that's it. I don't think I would want to live there for long. He said, you should go. I said, you didn't understand me, Doc. I really don't think I would be happy there. He said, you should go. Dino Curris is the president. He's the one who recruited you to Kentucky. I wouldn't have offered you a scholarship if it hadn't been for him. You should go down and talk to him. I did. I met Ray Mofield, Radio Ray Mofield, a legend in his field. I met Joe Prince, one of the most dynamic deans the university has ever seen until Tim Todd came along. And I met Dino Curris. And I said, I'm going to do this. Look at this building. It was this building. Up on the 3rd floor, they showed me my office that had previously been occupied by Howard Steely, a great history professor. And I said, I'm going to do this. I had a cubicle on the 14th floor at UK. I got a huge office with a window where a squirrel comes off an oak tree and sits there and eats lunch with you. This is great. Look at the size of the hallways. You don't even have to turn sideways to get by in this building. This is a college building on a college campus, and you can get housing 2 blocks away without spending thousands of dollars a month. Not like Lexington. I said, I'm gonna do it. And I stopped by to see my folks on the way back to Lexington, and I said, I'm gonna do this. There's guys there who make a difference. There are people, there's a spirit about the place, that it's important, what they do is important. I'm gonna take that job. And my father said, in his wisdom, all right, what do they pay him on for that kind of work? And I said, I don't know, I didn't ask. He said, you should call and find out. I said, I will, but it won't matter. It never has. And everything I thought and dreamed at the time has come true. It took 40 years, of course. But no, everything has come true, every minute. Not because it's a nice building or because it's out in the wilderness where you're not distracted by your occasional mugging or a homicide or daily traffic jams, although that is kind of nice to avoid those things. It's because of the people. I will not miss them. I ain't going nowhere. And as Willie Nelson said, I'm not dead again today. I'm going to try something different, but I won't forget anything. You can count on it. Thank you.
I mean, how do you follow that except to say, we got plenty of food and drink in there, so let's stick around and visit some more. So thank you for being here.